Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Make Our World Your Runway. You know, if you tune in every week, this show is not only about pageantry, but it's about fashion, modeling, the entertainment, and business industry. We have really a wonderful guest lined up for you today. But of course, as always, we like to give you a few announcements so that you know what's going on with Make Our World Your Runway and other things that we're associated with. And if you would like to see all of our shows, make sure that you do subscribe to the Global Trade Chamber YouTube channel so that you can see Make Our World Your Runway every week. And also for the Global Trade Chamber Success Stories, which is every Monday. So if you subscribe to the channel, you'll be able to see success stories where there are some powerful stories there about women in business and community service. And again, Make Our World Your Runway. And as always, Volume 2 is now out for 100 Successful Women in Business. I highly recommend you pick up a copy of that book. It is available on Amazon. You are going to read stories from some of the most powerful women around the world. And the reason why they call it From Scratch to Success, these are women that started with humble beginnings, started businesses, and worked with community services from their heart and became very successful. And always stay tuned, because we're going to tell you where the next 100 Successful Women in Business Expo and conference will be. And of course, we are starting to work on Volume 3. And if you would like to be a guest on our show, just make sure you email me at msintlworld@aol.com and just put, I would like to be a guest and Make Our World Your Runway, and we will get in touch with you because we know that you will have a success story to share as well. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as further ado, we would like to introduce our guest. And we are so excited to have him because this year he's going to be the official swimwear sponsor to the Miss International World and the Miss Latina International pageant. And he was the founder and creative director. He started 𝐭𝐻𝐿, to bring vibrant swimwear to the Indian market. And as a fashion photographer who has worked with leading Indian fashion designers and brands, he saw the ins and outs of the industry through his camera lens. With a desire to express himself by getting out photogenic designs to swim and beachwear that would set aflame on social media. And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, he has set aflame on social media, and we are so excited to have him. I know him as Raj, and I'm going to have him say his full name because I don't like to mess up anybody's name. But ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Raj from 𝐭𝐻𝐿 to Make Our World Your Runway.
Hi, Angela.
Hey, Raj, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Can you pronounce your full name for me? Because I don't like to mess up anybody's name.
It's Rajanikanth.
Rajita. Okay. You know, a lot of people, they say that to me. My last name, Posillico. And everybody says, how do you pronounce that? And I get like 5 different pronunciations. And I say, okay, this is the way it's pronounced. So I totally understand that. But first of all, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on Make Our World Your Runway, and also for being the official swimwear sponsor and designer to Miss International World and Miss Latina International for 2022. It certainly means a lot to all of us. So thank you.
Thank you, and my pleasure.
Yeah, and I know those designs are going to be amazing. We have a special photo shoot set up for you on the ship. We've picked some wonderful girls that we think you are really going to like. So I know it's going to be fantastic. And I'm just waiting to see the entire production on the ship. So thank you again. But tell us a little bit about yourself. You started behind the camera, which is very interesting. So you've got a good concept on fashion. So give us some of your insights on how you became successful.
I started off as a fashion photographer. I came to Mumbai. I'm basically from Bangalore, but I'm sure you know about Bollywood and how exciting it is. It was inviting as to everyone else. And I landed up in Mumbai. Yeah, I got my first photo shoot with Manish Malhotra, who is one of the leading designers of India, the leading Bollywood designers, and I happened to shoot with Shah Rukh Khan and Anushka Sharma right on my first shoot, and that's how it all started.
That's fantastic. And I follow a lot of what goes on with Bollywood. In fact, 3 years ago on board, well, it was Bahama Paradise Cruise Line. Now it's Margaritaville at Sea. We did a Bollywood cruise, and it was absolutely fantastic. We had some Bollywood designers on the ship. In fact, Susmita brought all the Indian clothes, and we dressed up, and we had a special chef, uh, who cooked all the delicacies. It was really spectacular. So from that point on, I have followed Bollywood a lot, and you're right, that's just a great production. So congratulations on that again. You're
Thank you.
famous yourself.
I mean, lots more to go.
Listen, we all have a lots more to go, but just the fact that you have all of that in your background is absolutely amazing. So when you design swimwear, and I know you design other clothes, what
Um,
comes to your mind?
I mean, I'm not a designer. We have a design team, but it's my vision. As a
Vision.
photographer, yeah, as a photographer, I know how the colors work and what sort of silhouettes work on body types. That's the input I pass on to my design team, and they come out with they do a trend research, and that's how we come up with our designs.
That's great. But the fact that you were a photographer and had that vision, you can visualize colors and things. And like you
Exactly.
said, you saw things through the lens. So your vision is right there, and you have a design team that works with you. So that's absolutely fantastic. That is great. And it's
Yes.
funny you should say that because I was in the cosmetic industry for years, okay, almost 30 years. And I worked with some of the top cosmetic companies like Estee Lauder, Lancome. I was their trainer, Sephora. And I did a lot in front of the camera, but I did a lot behind the camera. Okay. So I understand exactly what you're saying. I have a vision, I see things, and I see color. So when I'm working with a team of makeup artists, I can implement that. So I have a good understanding of what you do. We have that vision. Okay. And when you
Exactly.
work with makeup artists and the design team, you actually see your vision come true.
Right. And, usually I pick up my inspiration, from the beach and the sea and the sunsets. The colors inspire me. So I tell my team that, this is the kind of, the vibe that has to come into the outfits. And
Right.
they understand, what I'm trying to convey. And there's a lot of back and forth on, whether how to represent it.
Yeah, exactly. And I have mentioned you to New York Fashion Week, Supermodels Unlimited magazine. We just did New York Fashion Week, and of course, with Supermodels Unlimited magazine, we do a lot with them. We're going to do their anniversary show in 2023, and I have mentioned you and your team to them. So something we need to talk about, maybe creating a special swimwear line or something special to be in these shows that we could feature you and your vision and your team. I think it would be absolutely amazing to get you out there on some of these world stages.
Right. That would be amazing.
Yep, that's exactly where you belong. I always tell everybody, if you got a vision, get on the world stage. And I like what you said, like the sand, the ocean, and that's a great vision because sometimes, when I do this, when I'm on a cruise ship or I'm doing something, I'm on a photo shoot and I'm on the beach, I have a tendency to do that, to look at the beach, the sky, the ocean, and in my mind, I start to create different things. So that's a fabulous concept that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we definitely have a few things in common. So besides your vision for swimwear, what other designs do you have a vision for besides swimwear?
I mean, we also do resort wear. It's not just swimwear. It's for lounging and vacations.
Uh, That's good. You know
Yeah.
what? then this is
I mean,
perfect for you.
whenever you're on a fancy holiday, people should relate to Trove. And I mean, that's our bottom line.
Yeah, that's great. And I've
Yeah.
noticed, I'm sure you're on a lot of these shoots because I noticed the way you position the models and they're like perfect and the way they turn and the way they stand. When I first looked at your website, I said, somebody there's got to be a good photographer. And now I found out it's you because it's like you say, it's that vision and you know this end. So when your team designs, you know how to totally put it all together. And that's great because you have a lot of designers out there that are not visionaries like you are. I mean, they have a vision, but they weren't behind the lens. So they
They
have
have
to
to,
rely on a photographer.
yeah, my team is very young and they have the technical expertise and, fresh ideas. I like to work with a younger team. Uh,
Right.
yes. And, you know, uh, what I find the challenge is the visual, what I visualize, I have to communicate to them. I'm more a visual person, not a technical person. My team
Right.
has to pick that up, and it's a process that we enjoy a lot.
Yes, I could tell that. Yeah. And you're right. Working with young people because they have young ideas. And I like to do the same thing because I may have the maturity, but they have the young ideas and we can put things together. And you're right. I'm on the visionary side. My husband's the technical person. So I leave all that to him. I don't get involved in that. He was in communications for over 30 years on both sides, technical, the digital, the analog. So anything that happens on that end, I turn it over to him because I don't have a clue. But on the other side, on the other end of it, yes, unlike just like you do, that's where I come into play. So I know you've done Bollywood, but what other fashion shows have you done?
No, I've been shooting for fashion designers, and usually they're campaigns. In India, it's mostly ethnic wear. If you know
Right,
the Indian ethnic wear. That's how,
exactly.
when I started off, I saw that there is a dearth for swimwear in the Indian market. I thought, I can, that space is something I can tap on as a business. And also, swimwear in India was quite conservative back then.
Yes.
Yeah. And what we realized is that the swimwear need not be just the bikinis, it can be of different coverage and also colorful, in a more creative way.
Exactly.
And
And
what,
you're right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We used to have usually the Chinese stuff available here. I saw a big scope for this.
exactly. And you're right, because in certain parts of the world, not that it was taboo, but swimwear was, like you say, bikinis and certain designs were not looked at the way it should be. Okay.
Yes,
Here in the States, it was almost like anything went. Okay. For a long time in the States, one piece swimwear was very, very popular. Then it went to two piece. Then they started with bikinis. So we evolved a lot faster than I think the rest of the world did. But there are certain cultures still to this day. Um, you take like Nigeria and a few of those cultures, they still frown on certain designs of swimwear. But the things that you've done and the way you've done it very tastefully, uh, where and like I said, with your vision and being behind the camera, you know what to put on a woman, you know her style, and so you've done it, created it in a way where no matter what style it is, it's very tasteful. So
exactly.
yes,
When I was, on the beach side, I saw a lot of Indian women struggle, getting into the beach. They were wearing their usual costume. I mean, that wasn't a swim costume. It was quite uncomfortable for them. I thought we should design something which they can enjoy, the waters.
exactly. And
Yeah.
it's India really is a beautiful country and the culture is beautiful. A lot of people don't understand it. Okay. I have always admired it from the time of Indira Gandhi right up to the present. And you're right. It was very uncomfortable. So what you've done so that they could wear swimwear to the beach. And India has definitely come a very long way. I mean, I think
Yes.
India is just up there with the top countries now. I mean, even in the UN, United Nations, India has a very big presence. You're doing a lot with infrastructure. So it is a beautiful culture. I find that people are most friendly. I find that people don't criticize. They're just lovely people. And they do like to work with other cultures. So I applaud that. I think it's absolutely great. And what you've done, that's very recognizable, because I think they needed somebody with your vision, Raj.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and 𝐒𝐿𝐴, she just adores you. She talks a lot about you. And 𝐒𝐿𝐴, I mean, anything that, she tells me, or I always find it's very credible. And when she told me about you, I said, oh, this sounds fantastic. So she gave you an A plus plus plus. Okay.
Yes, actually, we enjoyed doing that. We did a shoot with her models, and these models were of different body shapes. So we
Yes.
thought that would be a nice campaign for us to do. Also to show the different fits of swimwear that we have. And these girls had never done, swimsuit before. But
Right.
Dr. Akshata's husband, Swaroop, also was there, and he was so happy to see that these girls were comfortable, wearing these swimsuits, and the pictures were amazing. In
Yeah.
fact, even see, India is a conservative society. For a girl to get into a swimsuit is, people they think twice before trying it on, and their parents, usually they wouldn't allow their kids to get into swimsuits and to be
Right.
short. There's a lot of taboo still. But on the day of the shoot, everyone was happy and ecstatic to post these images on social media, and that
Yeah,
campaign
I know.
did a lot of good to the confidence of these girls as well. You know.
I saw some of that, and it was
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. And it's
Yeah.
funny you should say that, because I'm of the Italian origin, and a lot of my people were from Italy. And believe it or not, in Italy, still to this day, there's a lot of things that are taboo. I was
Right.
telling somebody the other day, I said, on Christmas Day, now I'm up there in age, but on Christmas Day, when you're with your family, even if you go outside and empty the garbage, you want to empty the garbage, where you going? I said, what do you mean where I'm going? I'm emptying the garbage. It's Christmas Day. Stay in the house. It's like, but that's the culture, that on holidays, they feel you shouldn't be on social media. You shouldn't pick up the phone unless you're calling the family to wish them Merry Christmas. So it's, people don't realize there's still areas and still certain cultures, the certain things on certain holidays or times, it just doesn't go, you know. And people look at me and laugh. They go, you got to be kidding. I said, I'm not kidding. I said, you don't know how the people from Italy, I said, especially some of the more mature or the older people from Italy, they follow those traditions right down to the letter. Okay. And they don't care that I'm from a younger or different generation. They want to see it the way they want to see it. So you almost
Exactly.
have to respect that. Okay. And like what you've done, you've slowly progressed it in where now these women are feeling comfortable. And also, Sports Illustrated just did something like that in Miami Swim Week, where they had a lot of different body styles on the runway. Okay. And they tried to incorporate that in a way where people were not going to get offended. So you're right. The world is changing. There's still some things out there that we have to be cognizant about. But if it's done in a tasteful way, you
Exactly.
can mix it in.
I think the younger ones are the ones going to change it, and it's going to happen peer to peer. Once they see, a model comfortable, her friends are going to feel comfortable that she wore it. And I think that's how the change will come on.
You're right. You're 100% correct. If they see it, okay, with someone else doing it, they're going to feel comfortable. And when we were in London, England, and Dr. Rakshata sent me one of her girls, Dr. Sajita. She was more mature, okay, maybe not as felt as some of the other models, but when she got on that runway and the designer, the clothes he put her on, oh my God, the mature women in the audience went crazy, okay, because now they saw someone who was mature that could get out on that runway, maybe wears a different type of clothing, but still could be beautiful. And you know what? She did better than some of the other models because
Yes.
she appealed to that type, that particular crowd that was there.
Yes, and I think that's the magic of fashion and photography. It transforms the person. It brings out the confidence which they would not have experienced before.
Exactly. And you're right about photography. I've worked with a lot of in the entertainment industry photographers myself. Some of them I couldn't wait for the session to be over. But someone like yourself that had a vision, they would kind of work with me and they would almost anticipate the way I'd move. And they knew my style from being a singer on stage. And I would try different things with them. And I'd actually come out of the box and things that I had never done before, like particularly when I did Phantom of the Opera. Okay. I actually kind of got dressed up almost like the Phantom, is something I wouldn't have done. But it's just the way that photographer had a vision. Okay. And they made me feel comfortable. And I can tell you do the exact same thing. You make women or people feel comfortable.
Yes,
So
you
that's a
know,
talent, Raj.
yeah, I think I'm happy to have it. And, it's always a connection with the model. Once the connection is established, it's more like a dance. And you don't have to orally communicate that. It becomes a mutual, exchange of energy, and they can sense it.
Yes,
And
they definitely
yes,
can sense it.
yes, yes.
Yes. And I should have, when you sent me the pictures and I saw your bio, and I said, now I can make the connection because I said to you, oh my God, that content is fantastic. Your pictures are amazing. I mean, just the background that you have, the shirt that you have on. Raj, you got it all. I mean, you definitely have a great personality, great smile. You've put it all together. So, I mean, I wish you were coming with us to the pageant because I would, now that I know you're a photographer, I would have loved to have had you there and worked with all our models. I think those pictures would have came out spectacular. Not
Yes.
saying that they won't, but just with your vision there, we would have taken it to the next level.
Yes, and I'm really thankful to Dr. Akshata that she connected us, and that I got in touch with her. I mean, I got to shoot for her TIGP platform. It's really
Right.
exciting shooting with these young kids, and they come from different walks of lives, and the way she boosts the confidence of these kids, it's really amazing. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
not. Yes, yes.
she's a fabulous mentor.
Yes,
And you're right. She has boosted the confidence of so many of these pageant women and even young girls that have never been in a pageant before or have never modeled. I can't believe the work that she does.
exactly. It's the confidence that brings out, the beauty and uh, the radiance out of somebody, which is quite a commendable job that she has done. And
It
not,
is.
and it's not one person. It is a lot of these girls, batch after batch, and I've seen them work tirelessly. They have sleepless nights, and it's really amazing to be working with such a team.
Yeah, it is. I enjoy working with her every step of the way. I mean, the International Glamour Project has been amazing. I mean, she came to me 2.5 years ago and wanted to get involved. She came, and we had to postpone the pageant several times because of COVID. Okay.
Yes.
And a lot of places were still on lockdown, and then other countries were getting a big surge of COVID. But I think a lot of that is under control now. I mean, there's medicine for it now. They have shots for it. In fact, yesterday I just took my 5th booster, so I could probably go anywhere. I'm so totally vaccinated. It isn't funny, but I do that because I want to protect myself, but I want to protect others as well too. And but when she came to the pageant, with all of that, and she won the title of Miss International World, and
Right.
you could see that her persistence was just there. Okay. And I said to her last week when I interviewed her on the show, I said, you know what? I said, this is a lifelong thing. You're not going anywhere. I said, we're still going to work together. I said, you may be crowning a successor, but you're still going to be involved with the organization. And she says, I'm our mentor. No, I think it's the other way around. I think she's my mentor. So, and if I got you, Raj, now, I feel like I'm being mentored by the best. So you know what? That makes me very happy.
Same here.
Thank you.
Always
So,
the feedback.
with everything that you've done, what's on the horizon? What's next for you? Where is you going to be taking your company next?
I think it's more of on the business side now. We are looking at expansion, and ideally in Spain, we are looking to take our brand to Spain.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, Spain
Yeah.
is quite a country. I know a lot of designers from here that have
Yeah.
actually taken their designs and have gone to Spain. So you're on the right track. And I think what we have to do is get you into Paris Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, London Fashion Week. I think that with the vision and in your team, I think you could take the world by storm.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that'll be great. So we are so honored today to have you on Make Our World Your Runway. And we're further honored that your designs are in the Miss International World Pageant. We are going to have a fabulous backdrop for you of the Grand Bahama Islands. Okay, while we're on ship, it'll be absolutely amazing. The designs are going to look great on the deck of the ship. We're going to do that swimwear around the poolside. So I am just so honored. I will send you a copy of the program book. In fact, I will give it to Akshat a few copies to take back because your ad is in there. It's a beautiful ad, by the way. Stunning ad. Okay. So this is not going to be the last time that you and I are going to work together. We definitely want you to come back on Make Our World Your Runway after the show so that we can show everybody exactly, what you did for the organization. And is there any last words or anything you'd like to tell our viewers?
I'm just excited to see the pageant girls, wear a swimsuit. And the photos.
We're excited. I wish you were coming with us, but you know what? 2023, we've got to work on that, Raj. We've got to get you to the next pageant. So thank you so very, very much again for taking time out of your busy day to come on Make Our World Your Runway. And like I said, this is not the last. We will see you again on our show. And after next week, okay, you'll be a superstar when you see all the models and you will see your designs in our pageant. So again, thank you so much. Have a great weekend and reach out to us for anything you ever need.
Thank you, Angela. It was a pleasure being on your show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Another amazing guest on Make Our World Your Runway. And as we always say, if you'd like to be a guest on our show, you see it right down here. Okay, but you can email me at msintlworld@aol.com and just put in the email, I would like to be a guest, and we will reach out to you, because if you have a product or you're in community service or business, this is the show you want to be on. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in to Make Our World Your Runway, and we will see you next week when we have another exciting guest. Have a great weekend.